What is up? Happy Saturday, good afternoon, happy afternoon. Glad you could join me. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Hope these markets are being good to you right now on this low volatility weekend, which has been a nice break, right? Nice change of pace from what we've experienced over the past couple weeks. As always, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, hop over, give me a subscribe, give me a like, all that jazz, and then of course you can jump over to Twitter, do the same there, give me a follow. Kind of jumping back and forth between the 31 and 32. We've kind of tapered off a little bit from our averaging of 1 follower a day. That's got me a little sad. Let's fix that. I don't want to be sad. Give me a follow. Give me a follow. There was something here I wanted to show you in the old tweets. Here we go. Let me pull the chat up. Got COOK in the house. Hey buddy, happy Saturday, my friend. Glad you could join me. Look at this. After months of being banned for simply mentioning Bitcoin, Wall Street Bets will merge crypto, Wall Street, and social trading. A true democratization of finance, where people everywhere will have access to every market. Yes, the Wall Street Bets token. They have a token. You can still only talk about, what was it? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin. I think were the only three tokens that you're allowed, or 3 coins that you're allowed to mention on Wall Street Bets. I wonder if they'll allow their own token to be mentioned without banning people. Look at this. Look at the comments. We're going to talk a little bit about this at the end of the show here. Show you where I'm at with my Safemoon trade, what's going on there, that whole craziness. Look at this. It's everywhere. It is everywhere, guys. Safemoon is everywhere. Scam alert, Wall Street Bets, Telegram. Oh goodness. So yeah, there's your hypocrisy news for the day. Let's jump over to CoinMarketCap, take a look there. I'm using a new headset today. Hopefully the audio is good. Let me know in the chat if the audio sounds good. If you like my new headset, let me know in the chat. Overall market cap sitting at 1.9 trillion. We are down 1%, but I think we were down 2% just yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So we're clawing our way back up to that $2 trillion mark. Bitcoin, I didn't even touch on this yesterday. It didn't even hit me, but yeah, Bitcoin also fell below a $1 trillion market cap yesterday too. Currently sitting at 946 billion market cap. So again, discouraging, but working our way up from where we fell after the big dip. Bitcoin's currently sitting down 1.5%, Ethereum down 5%, BNB down 4.3%, XRP down 7%. Oh, just jumped to 6.2%. Look at that. Cardano down 2.2%, Doge up 13%. Man, the Doge just won't die. The Doge will not die. Polkadot down 8% on the day. Uniswap down 7.7% and Litecoin down 5.8%. There we go. There's your overall broader look at the market. You can see mostly just a sea of red over here, other than stable coin. Yeah, just a sea of red other than Doge. Next up, here's your big headline for the day. Second Turkish Bitcoin exchange abruptly shuts down, locking up funds. Yep, this happened. Bitcoin is the second Turkish cryptocurrency exchange to suddenly cease operations this week, citing financial difficulties. Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look. But we talked. I mentioned it yesterday as more of one of my crazy tinfoil hat conspiracy theories that maybe these exchanges aren't going dark. Like just maybe, devil's advocate, these people aren't rug pulling. Maybe they're just being disappeared by the Turkish government because of their stance on cryptocurrencies and what it means for their lira that they have so terribly abused. Bitcoin stopped trading today after Thodex, another Turkish exchange, also shut down this week. It may have mischaracterized its relationship with BitGo, contributing to a perception that, funds were insured. Bitcoin, a Turkish cryptocurrency exchange, today abruptly halted trading. Due to the recent interest in crypto, our transactions have become much more intense than expected, a statement from Bitcoin's website says. We regret that this situation has put us in a financially difficult position. The exchange halted trading to be able to honor the claimant's rights, adding that more information will follow shortly. Sounds like they had a bit of a liquidity issue. It very reminiscent of GameStop, right? This makes vBitcoin the second Turkish exchange this week to shut its doors after Thodex halted trading on Wednesday, first citing an outside investment and later cyber attacks. Man, what is going on in Turkey? There's something shady happening here, guys. Something shady. We keep going. They're going to get into the numbers here, just how much was lost and bank accounts that were frozen. It's not good. It's not good at all. It was a terrible black eye for cryptocurrency as a whole. But, you know, again, there's just too much weird things happening in Turkey right now with cryptocurrencies for me to be 100% that this is some scam rug pull. I mean, two of the biggest exchanges in Turkey shutting down and going dark without any information at all. Add into that all the negativity and the just absolute hatred we've seen from the Turkish government towards cryptocurrencies. I definitely feel like there's something nefarious going on here, but let me know in the chat. Let me know what you think. Curious what your thoughts are. Chat's awfully quiet. CW in the house? I thought you were here with me. Is this thing on? Is this thing working? Let me check our stuff here. Yep, everything looks good. Alright, keep trucking along. All by myself. Turkey's central bank governor. Here you go, some more Turkey news. Crypto regulations to come within 2 weeks, they say. It's been a tough week for Turkey's crypto traders, but finally some good news. The government has ruled out an outright crypto ban. What? I'm so confused. Let's start over here. Turkey's central bank governor. Crypto regulation to come within 2 weeks. Subtitle. It's been a tough week for Turkey's crypto traders, but finally some good news. The government has ruled out an outright crypto ban. Just me, or is that an absolute misleading headline? Hey, C-Dub is in the house. Glad you're here, buddy. I was getting real lonely, like I was talking to myself. Yeah, what do you think of that? That's odd, right? Odd headline. Turkey's central bank governor said the government has no intention of banning crypto. Full-fledged regulations will come within 2 weeks. Governor of Turkey's central bank said Friday that the finance ministry plans to announce wide-reaching cryptocurrency regulations within 2 weeks. He ruled out any possibility of an outright ban, even though for the past, I don't know, months, it seems like we've been getting nothing but headline news out of Turkey saying that they were going to just outright ban cryptocurrencies, that it was illegal for you to hold any cryptocurrencies, and that you could face jail time for even, I guess, thinking about holding cryptocurrencies. And you know, again, this goes back to our previous headline. If it just seems like there is something terribly shady going on in Turkey right now. I mean, I hate to put the tinfoil hat on here, guys. I really do, but this just doesn't smell right for so many reasons. It doesn't pass my smell test. Anyway, moving on. New York Stock Exchange files to list shares of Valkyrie's Bitcoin ETF. The SEC is already reviewing 3 other ETF applications. Yes, they are. I've never heard of Valkyrie Digital Assets. I'm pretty well versed in the stock market, but this one, I don't know. For some reason, this is not ringing a bell. Valkyrie Digital Assets is getting ready to launch its Bitcoin ETF. The New York Stock Exchange has filed a 19B-4 form on behalf of the investment firm for its Bitcoin exchange-traded fund late Friday. This form will kick off a 45-day review period when the SEC reviews this. And mark my words, they will use 44 days and 23 hours to review this. I guarantee it. It's just what they do every single time. Quote, "This is something that I've wanted to do for 5 years now," said Stephen McClurg. McClurg. Strange name. Chief Investment Officer of Valkyrie Investments. It wasn't until recently that I believed the SEC would probably approve a Bitcoin ETF. So we started working on that in earnest, probably in August. Why does it take so long? How hard could this possibly be? Why do things move so slow in the old boomer markets? If you have an answer, let me know. Curious your thoughts. In the past, the SEC has rejected every Bitcoin ETF applications, but new SEC Chair Gary Gensler could change the regulator's attitude to the novel investment product. I don't believe I've ever heard Bitcoin called a novel investment product. I like it. Gensler is a former Commodities Future Trading Commission chairman who taught crypto and blockchain courses at MIT in recent years. Yep. There's your fourth ETF news. We'll see if it ever gets approved. Next up, former New York Stock Exchange president says crypto is the best kept secret in the world, end quote. The New York Stock Exchange former boss, Thomas Farley, is, quote, all in on crypto, especially Coinbase and DeFi. In brief, Thomas Farley, former New York Stock Exchange president, thinks crypto is the best kept secret ever. However, the cat's out of the bag. Yeah, word's getting out. If you were ever worried that you were late to this market, you're not. Trust me, you're not. He goes on to say that the crypto space is amazing. It's the best kept secret in the world, and maybe the history of financial markets. Whoa. Now, here's the tweet from CNBC and his little interview here, if you want to check that out. Hop over to Twitter and get on the old Squawk Box and see what they're saying. It was a good interview. I caught it. Not bad. Not bad at all. But really just, reaffirming what we all already know, that the bankers are coming. Every day they get closer and closer. It's a bit like old Game of Thrones and winter is coming, right? But in our case, the bankers are coming. I'm not sure which is more terrifying, honestly. Next up, Coinbase stock closes 32% down from highs Bitcoin pulls back. Coin closed today at $291. Seems like a discount to me. Down from a high of $430. Good golly, I hope you didn't buy Coinbase at $430. That's obscene. And that is why we don't buy IPOs on day one. You will get burned. Maybe not in the long run. I think, here's what I've learned about IPOs. If you're buying an IPO on day one because you firmly believe in the company and you've got a 10-year plan for it, you're not letting this stock go for another 10 years because you believe you're going to 10x this bad boy, then yeah, go ahead, buy your shares day one. But if you're looking to trade, my goodness, buying on day one, you could be left holding the bag for quite some time. I speak from experience. After a second week of trading, shares in Coinbase have closed at $293.45. That's a 32% decline from its opening day high of $429.54 of its first day of trading. I mentioned this the other day, man. If Coinbase doesn't rebound, or I guess if the crypto markets as a whole don't rebound here, Coinbase is going to forever be known as killing the 2021 bull run, which is unfortunate. It makes no sense to me as to why. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Just peak of this market, which wouldn't be surprising either. Anyway, that's your depressing Coinbase stock news. Next up, here you go. This will put a smile on your face. April's crypto exchange volumes have hit April's crypto exchange volumes have hit a new all-time high. Crypto exchanges have seen a $1.3 trillion in volume, according to data collected by the blog, the most ever recorded. Oh, look at this chart. I think this was in our news yesterday. We looked at this chart, but yeah, if bar graphs are your thing, that's pretty. So yep, more all-time highs on exchange volume. Top 3 DeFi lenders on Ethereum hold a record $25 billion in deposits right now. The big three, Aave, Compound, and MakerDAO, collectively had a record quarter one. Not surprising at all. Quarter two is off to an uncertain start due to falling prices. I bet they're going to be just fine. Lending deposits on the 3 biggest Ethereum DeFi platforms hit a record high in the first quarter of 2021. Aave, Compound, and MakerDAO collectively held more than $25 billion from users, according to a report from data analytics firm Masari. So yeah, these are the DeFi banks. These are the Swiss banks that I'm always talking about. These are the Ethereum ones, though, the Aave, the Compound, and the MakerDAO. Unlike Celsius and BlockFi, these are fully decentralized and just purely driven on code, I think. I don't know. I can't afford to to play on these platforms, because really this is because they're on the Ethereum network. You know, you gotta have a stupid amount of money to even play in that playground. I'm not one of those. COOK says he bought eBet day 1, sold it day 2. When he bought, yeah, the lessons we learn, right? You got lucky though on eBet, man. My goodness, that's right. You knocked it out of the park on eBet. That was a good one. That was a good, solid trade for you. But there was definitely some luck involved. Definitely some luck involved. My goodness, if you had gotten Coinbase on its day 1, holy smokes, you would not be happy right now. Here's some charts for you. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, that's a hell of an inflow. A lot of money locked up, and you know, I would guarantee most of this is probably ETH2 that's being staked, if I had to guess. So, yep. Next up, we got W News reports Biden's tax plan shines spotlight on Bitcoin borrowing services. Biden's proposed tax law has spooked all markets, not just crypto. Experts suggest, however, that the pullback will be short-lived. That's encouraging. After last weekend's flash crash, I struggle with that word. It's tough for me. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum have traded sideways until finally revisiting new lows on Thursday. This week's to-do list shows users 3 ways to... Yeah, whatever. We don't need to read your propaganda there. Hey, this reminds me of a tweet I put out over the weekend. Tax rates are irrelevant if you never sell. Who sells Bitcoin? Why would you ever have to pay taxes on Bitcoin? That one's beyond me. Yep. So there's your borrowing services. And yeah, you know what? Let's actually jump back in here. We do need to kind of unpack this a little bit, not just skim over it like I do with some of these dumb headlines. The mere idea of a hefty pump in the United States income and capital gains taxes has already sent investors running. The S&P 500 dropped 0.9% on the news. Trailing behind many high-growth tech stocks, Tesla, arguably the cycle's biggest winner, dropped nearly 3%. Long-term holders are unfazed by the news. Biden's bull market bid on Thursday, market participants were throttled by news that Biden administration sought nearly double the capital gains. And you know what? Unless you are making over $1 million a year, this tax increase does not even apply to you. I cannot stress that enough. Why people are losing their minds over this is completely beyond me. We can keep digging into this article here, but you know, I don't think it's going to really tell us anything that we don't already know, and what we don't already realize that it isn't even going to affect us one bit. I, for one, do not make over $1 million a year, and if you're watching this channel, I have to assume you probably don't either. One day, hopefully, right? And then, you know, when we get there, when we get to our moon, then, you know what, I'll be happy to pay those taxes. I really will, because getting political, we better move on. I'm going to start losing followers here. UK court to consider Greg Wright's claim of inventing Bitcoin. Good luck with this, fella. Self-proclaimed inventor of Bitcoin, Craig Wright has won a challenge to pursue legal action against the Bitcoin.org website on the grounds of copyright infringement relating to the Bitcoin white paper. Dude, fella, you can win, or you can own Bitcoin.org's website all you want, fella. That does not make you Satoshi Nakamoto. That has to be stressed here. The UK High Court has allowed Craig Wright's lawyers to pursue legal action against Bitcoin.org website for copyright infringement. Wright is infamous for claiming to Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin, without ever providing proof of the claims. I'm Satoshi Nakamoto. You're Satoshi Nakamoto. Guess what? We're all Satoshi. That ought to be the cry of this channel. So yeah, this guy, he's gonna go to court. He might win copyright or, you know, ownership of Bitcoin.org, but again, inventor of Bitcoin, that does not make you. Next up, staking rewards will double to $18.9 billion by 2022. Staking is on the rise thanks to EIP 1559 and the merge, the report found. Staking means pledging crypto to the network to help blockchain validate transactions. Yeah, for those of you who don't know really what staking is so you got your proof of work networks, which is Bitcoin, and that's mining, where you have to mine to secure the network. In proof of stake, a POS system, terrible branding, but in a POS system, the network is secured by staking, where you're lending your crypto to the network to back the transactions that are happening on the network. It's a cleaner way, and that's been a real thing right now in all the news is that Bitcoin's bad for the environment. Well, in a proof of stake system, a POS system, you don't have that problem. Staking rewards are set to double this year, according to a report by Stake. Total staking rewards on the proof-of-stake blockchains will almost double this year to 18.9 billion, up from last year's 10 billion, predicted in a report by Staking by Ethereum infrastructure firm Stake. Good lord. Quote, in every case, staking provided better returns than simply holding the asset. Stakers earned an additional yield between roughly 4 and 34% in one quarter. I am a huge fan of staking. I staked my cake, get some sick returns on that. I mean, and then think about when we enter the bear market, guys. Whenever we do enter some sort of correction here and we move sideways for a couple months, imagine what that's going to do to staking. I mean, that's what I'm doing. That's my plan for a bear market of any kind, is to take the cryptos that I hold and that I love, and we're going to stake them stuffs, and we're going to earn an APY on it until our bull market comes back. That is my strategy. Yeah, I think this is huge, and people are beginning to crunch the numbers now on ETH 2.0, and just what with all the burning and the being deflationary, just what that's going to mean for the price, or just the APY alone on staking ETH2. And some numbers I've heard anywhere between 20 and 30%, and that's huge. If I can get a 20 or 30% APY on staking my Ethereum, then yep, that's what we're going to do. Next up, how Emily Siegel crowdfunded her new novel with crypto. The former K-hole trend forecaster is exploring the new possibilities for publishing the Web 3.0 era. Emily Siegel, a writer and artist, funded her second novel on crypto-backed publishing platform Mirror. Mirror is awesome. They've got the whole stock. It's a derivatives type thing, much like synthetics that we talked about the other day, where they're tokenizing stocks and pretty much anything else you can think of. You can tokenize on the Mirror platform. You can go out and buy the M Tesla coin right now, the Mirror Tesla coin. Pretty cool. In 2011, a business-oriented artist collective called K-Hole released a trend forecasting report, a sort of parody of brands trying to anticipate the next big thing. Titled whatever that word is. The report was high-minded meditation and consumerism. A bunch of hippie crap. Anyway, there she is. She's into NFTs, and she made a book. Released a novel under an NFT. I think that's huge. That's just one more use case for NFTs, right? Pretty neat. Next up, Algorand sets its sights on becoming a carbon-negative blockchain. While the Algorand blockchain is already carbon neutral, the network ultimately wants to become the greenest of them all. Cool thing, if you didn't know this about Algorand is a blockchain protocol that was actually developed at MIT by MIT students, and is pretty kind of centralized, I guess, out of MIT still. I don't know. I'd have to dig into it a little more, but really interesting, right? Kind of took the same path as Cardano and getting the whole peer reviewed by doctors and that sort of thing. Smart contracts platform Algorand has partnered with carbon offset specialist Climate Trade to launch a sustainability oracle. That should help make the blockchain carbon negative, according to the announcement published yesterday. There's the tweet. In celebration of Earth Day, Algorand pledges to be the greenest of all blockchains. I don't know, it just seems like they're jumping on the bandwagon here, and overall I think it's not a good look for the overall crypto space, simply because those in the know already know that the whole FUD around Bitcoin being bad for the environment is really just bullshit. I mean, come on. Miners are incentivized at the end of the day to use the greenest, most cost-efficient means of powering their mining rigs, right? Because the more money they have to spend on powering the rigs, that cuts into their profits. So if you ask any miner out there, they're going to tell you that if they haven't already switched over to completely renewable energy, that's something that they would like to do the second that they can afford it, right? So here's my rant on that for the day. Next up, Some happy news here, maybe. What do we got? Whoa, what is going on with her website? This is poorly formatted. Try refreshing here. See if that helps us. If not, it's just Dogecoin news. Who needs this, right? Okay, skipping the Dogecoin news because they don't know how to create a website. Next up, here you go. Let's put a smile on your face. Oh, no, wait. No, it's not. Well, that's the next story. Stand by. XRP creator Chris Larson says Bitcoin must stop damaging the environment to stay dominant. Bitcoin must clean up its act to survive, said one of the investors of XRP. Sounds like a guy who's trying to pump the price of XRP. Is what it sounds like to me, Chris Larson. XRP creator Chris Larson thinks that Bitcoin won't survive for long if it keeps using so much energy. Alternatives such as proof of stake are the way to go, he said. Yeah. Remind me, is XRP proof of stake? No, it's not. It's not. It's still proof of work. Cool. This guy. You know, as an XRP holder right now, this article really upsets me. Quote, I would argue that such a change is critically important for Bitcoin to remain the world's dominant cryptocurrency, says Larson. Proof of work is energy-intensive consensus mechanism that powers the Bitcoin blockchain and rivals entire countries in its capacity to suck up electricity. If by entire countries you mean Ethiopia, then yeah. The fact is the proof of work network of Bitcoin uses the exact same amount of energy as Las Vegas. Which I know seems like a lot. But that's something that is being changed, slowly but surely. Next up, the story that made me smile, and one that I was anxious to share with you here. The US SEC is accusing Ripple, or XRP, of harassment. New developments around the SEC versus Ripple case seem to be driving XRP's market value. No shit. The so-called XRP army went, quote, ape after Judge Sarah Netburn denied the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission from accessing Ripple's executive bank records. Her decision was perceived as a win by investors who rushed to exchanges to get a piece of this altcoin. I was one of them. The substantial spike in buying pressure behind the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market cap led to a 240% bull rally. XRP's price skyrocketed from a low of 58 cents on April 4th to hit a 3-year high of $1.96 on April 14th. The market participants seem to have taken advantage of the rising price action to book profits, triggering a 40% correction. I use that as a buying opportunity. But the losses accelerated quickly in the past 24 hours after the SEC accused Ripple of harassment. It really didn't. We'll look at the chart here. I didn't see it accelerating at all. CWOK says, I don't remember seeing solar panels and wind turbines on Wall Street. Oh, well said, sir. Well said. I've got no pushback there at all. You're absolutely right. I didn't see any solar panels on the top of Wall Street. That's for sure. According to the American financial watchdog, the distributed ledger startup is trying to access internal records that are unrelated to determining whether XRP is a security. Such actions are a veiled attempt to push legal battle into indefinite discovery disputes and document review. Quote, the defendants do not actually seek relevant evidence, but rather seek to harass the SEC, derail the case's focus away from its merits, and bog down the SEC with document review, claimed the commission. How sad for you. What are your thoughts on this? This made me smile. I literally laughed out loud the second I saw this headline. That the SEC feels like they are being harassed by the XRP holders. XRP holders tremble with fear. XRP's supply distribution chart shows that investors were uneasy about the SEC's claims. Indeed, the number of addresses with 1 million to 10,000 XRP dropped by 0.33% in the past 48 hours. Roughly 4 large whales have left the new network or redistributed their tokens within such a short period. I mean, that is a pretty decent decline in volume, right? But just wait until the next headline news comes out. Personally, I saw this news and I kind of wanted to buy more XRPs. Am I the only one? It made me smile. Anytime we get a statement like the SEC is accusing XRP holders of harassment, I mean, my goodness, that's good stuff, guys. I I am proud of the XRP army. I say keep it up. I say get long, get loud. Make the SEC cry in the corner or go cry back to their moms. That's hilarious. Alright, our last story here. Kind of a nice little story. A tale of two dips. The lead. At least it would have been a happy Friday if it weren't for that insane dip last night. This is obviously a day old. That was the second big dip of the week, and it got people right in the feels. Nathaniel Whitmore says PTSD is a real thing from 2017 and 2018. Others were spending time comparing the two dips and noting the differences. Crashes characterized by extreme liquidations in high leverage market bounce fast due to mechanics of stop losses, says Alex Kruger. There's your liquidations. That's brutal. Brutal combo. These aren't shorts being liquidated. These aren't short squeeze. These are idiots taking insane long positions out at 100x leverage, getting absolutely destroyed. Still, Bitcoin did us all proud and wasn't content to stay below 50,000 for long. Pomp says Bitcoin is closer to 100 than 0. He's not wrong. Stay strong out there, he says. Relevant reading, a fourth ETF goes on sale in Canada. SEC begins formal review of a Bitcoin ETF. USDC blacklisted 7 wallet addresses this week, and Paxos gets an OCC charter to be a bank. That's huge news, I think, not being talked about nearly enough. We glanced over it yesterday. Big deal. And let's see, a really big number we should be paying attention to. 2%. That's the current size of the kimchi premium in South Korea, down 20% over the weekend. And a final thought here. How fantastic is this? Which are you? Are you a pre-coiner? Are you a no-coiner? Or are you a Bitcoiner? I know which one I am. And you know, I think we all know someone like this. I think there might even be one watching here. Are you, is it too expensive when it's going up? And when it's going down, is it, oh, it's dying? And then when it's going back up, oh, I'm too late. A no-coiner would say, oh, it's a bubble. When it's going up. When it's going down, I knew it would die. And then when it's going back up, it's a bubble. And then, of course, you're Bitcoiner. Hold, buy the fucking dip, and hold. Which one are you? Curious to know. CKK. Poor people are just attacking the wealthy again. GME round 2. You're not wrong about that, buddy. This whole fair market is bullshit. Alright, good story. Let's jump into the sticks. See where we're at here. Here's your 5-minute chart on the BTC. You can see we're working our way up. Right here's where we bounced from our crash. And we're working our way back up. Just a steady little grind here. Not worried at all. Let's see what's going on with Ethereum. Same thing. Right? Excuse me. Burping into the headset. You see we caught our bounce here into our accumulation range. And we're just kind of working our way up. You could even argue we put in a bit of a double bottom here. So, very bullish. Binance Coin, what's it doing? Not seeing the insane recoveries that we have seen out of Binance Coin in the past, month or so. But nonetheless, solid recovery from the crash. Everything looking good. Let's find out what in the world they're talking about with XRP. Okay, so here you go. Here's the stupid dip that they were talking about with XRP. Here's our crash, way back here, right? Here's where we crashed. And then this is the drawdown that they were just talking about with that SEC harassment news. Looks to me like it's just respecting the trend, right? I wouldn't be worried about that at all. Dogecoin. You know, I kind of got a little worried last night. It was around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I got an alert saying that Dogecoin was pumping. It was up like, I don't know, 20% or something from last night. But here's what it's doing. You can see what it's doing is it's respecting the trend, right? The previous trend line that we'd drawn in, which I believe was just a heart line that was, you know, the overall macro trend. And it's respecting it. Dogecoin is just grinding its way back up, currently sitting at 27 cents. Basic attention token, what's it doing? Same thing. We're just simply recovering. There was our crash, and now we're consolidating. Same thing across the board. Not really an active market today, right? We're pretty calm. Low volume, low volatility. I think we've shaken out most of the high leverage traders out there. Spark Point, still just getting Cream still following our downtrend, still in that locked into that price channel. This was the BTBT. Andy, you're gonna have to tell me a little more about this. I didn't get a chance to do much research on BTBT yesterday. Is this a miner? Is that what they're doing? Guess we can look into them. But yeah, that's really what's happening overall in the markets right now. Not too exciting. Really low volume, low volatility day, which, like I said at the top of the show, I'm all right with. We need that right now. All right, to finish off today, I want to show you where I'm at on Safemoon. If you haven't watched my Safemoon video, I highly recommend you go back, take a look at it. We do a real thorough deep dive into this project. I talk about the reason why we're doing it, because when I made the video, I wanted to really jump in, because at the time, all anyone was talking about was how Safemoon was a scam, and I wanted to do my own research. Wanted to really get in there and find out what was going on. CWK says Chinese miners. That's right. We talked about that. Do my own research, find out what was really going on. And in that, we touched on it in the video, we came across some things that were red flags, yes, but we also came across some things that were also check marks in the win column, right? Things that nobody seemed to be talking about. These were, one, the coin was actually addressing a real world problem, right? And two, the team's all American. They live right here in the United States with us. They've revealed themselves. So there were a couple things that caught my attention. So where are we at on this trade? I told you I bought 18 million Safemoon coins right here at this low level, because right here was, when they were really going off, right around the time Dogecoin was peaking. And then right here at this huge sell-off, this was max FUD as far as I'm concerned. This was when everybody was out there saying that Safemoon is a scam, you got to stay away from it. But they wouldn't give any reason as to why. All they would say is it's a scam, but they wouldn't actually talk about why. So we came in, we did our own research, we determined that, there's actually something here, something that we actually need to consider. So we took a small position. We bought $100 worth of Safemoon right there at, we'll call it 365, whatever, it's like a millionth of a dollar or whatever. And yeah, you can see here over the past 7 days, we've steadily gone up. And, currently, my holdings currently are up 30% from where we bought. We are up 30% from there. Let's go to the 7-day chart. Now, keep in mind, if you're watching this channel, I am not advocating in any way that you need to go out and buy Safemoon. The whole point of me making that video was, and the title of the video was, I'm buying Safemoon, so you don't have to, because this very well could be a scam. It very well could be. But here's where we're at. You can see, and just from a technical standpoint, look, we got a massive cup and handle forming on the 7-day chart here, on the weekly chart, which is pretty cool as far as technical standpoint goes. Chart looks good, right? I like the chart. So it's interesting, right? Again, do not go out and buy Safemoon on my recommendation, because I'm not recommending. I'm saying stay away from it until we get more research, until we know exactly what this company does and what's really going on here. Definitely stay away from it. That's just my thinking. But with that said, the protocol seems to be working, because like I told you, I bought 18 million Safemoon coins for $100. I am currently up to 18,500,000 Safemoon. So in a week's time, the protocol has given me another 500,000 Safemoon coin. So that tells me the protocol is working. Here's their website. If you're curious, they've got all their details of what's going on here. How much they've currently burned, which you can see is just an absolute obscene number, 410 trillion, I think. Their market cap is something stupid like 3 quadrillion. I don't even know the number. The number's so high that I don't even know the number. But you kind of need to look past that, because there's actually mechanics for it that they go into in their white paper, and they kind of explain why that number is so high. And the reason why the number is so high, just as a kind of a layman breakdown, is because they burn so much per transaction. And the idea is that once Safemoon actually takes hold and begins to take off, and people actually realize it and begin to use it for realize what it's meant for and use it for what it's meant to be used for, the idea is that so much Safemoon coin will be burned that market cap will come down to something reasonable, and the amount of tokens being burned per transaction will come down to a number that's reasonable. Right now, we're so early in the project, they've only, they just started about a month ago, for crying out loud, back in March. So you can understand why, why it would have to be that high, right? Or at least I can. Here's their roadmap if you're interested. It's not the most professional of roadmaps I've ever seen, that's for sure. Their CEO did put out some news today saying that they will have a live AMA tomorrow, which I'm very much looking forward to joining and maybe even asking some of my own questions, because I do have a lot of questions about this project. I need to know, mostly I want to hear from the CEO's mouth exactly how this protocol is working and why it's going to keep working, right? So I'm going to jump over here to the white paper real quick. We'll just do a quick skim over it. Again, if you haven't watched my other Safemoon video, definitely go check it out. Like I said, we do a real thorough deep dive into the project to find out what's really going on, to do our own research. So just a quick overview here. They go into what this token's all about. They've got 3 things that they focus on. That's the static rewards, the LP acquisition, and the manual burn of tokens. And they go into all of them here. But I wanted to kind of jump down. Here's the functions of it. Safemoon employs 3 simple functions: reflection plus LP acquisition plus burn in each trade. So every time a trade happens, these 3 things are occurring: the reflection, the LP acquisition, and the burn. And here's what's going on. The transaction is taxed a 10% fee that is split in 2 ways. 5% of that 10% is redistributed to all existing Safemoon holders in the form of Safemoon, meaning that they buy their own coin, it buys their own coin and then gives it back to you. That's the reflection. The other 5% is split 50-50, half of which is split between BNB and the cake token, which is then provided as a liquidity provider on the BNB cake LP staking pool, right, on PancakeSwap. Which, if we jump over here to PancakeSwap real quick, we'll take a look at exactly what that APY is. PancakeSwap just actually updated the entire thing to version 2, which is really interesting. I actually haven't been on here since the big update. Maybe. Let's see if it loads here. We are struggling. Maybe we close down some of our charts. Try that again, maybe. Come on, big money, no whammy. We got a show here. Live TV, folks. Live TV. Anyway, while that's trying to load up. So, yeah, that's... so, half is redistributed of that 10% fee. Half is redistributed back to Safemoon holders. And the other one is basically going to a liquidity pool to provide more liquidity to the staking pool. Then that APY is then converted into more Safemoon. And then, again, pushed back to Safemoon holders. So it's really interesting. All right, PancakeSwap's not going to cooperate with us right now. That's fantastic. So anyway, just want to do a real quick overview here. Again, not financial advice. Do not go out and buy this coin. I have no idea if this is legit or not. But from what I'm seeing from the experiment that we are doing right now, that I am doing, the protocol seems to be working. I'm up 30% just on price action alone. And the protocol has awarded me with almost 500,000 Safemoon coins in a week's time, which tells me the protocol is working. Unless there is somebody just on the other end of my wallet, just feeding my wallet constant supply of Safemoon at all times, which you can sit there and literally watch every time you refresh, then the protocol is working. So, just my thoughts. Definitely do your own research. Don't take my word for it. You definitely want to go in, do your own research, come up with your own conclusion. Don't just listen to all these other YouTubers out there. I realize I am also a YouTuber as well, so. But you get what I'm saying. Do your own research. Right here, you can go into the code. Here's the actual Safemoon code written in Solidity. So you could go in and you could copy the code. You could audit the code yourself. I mean, and the code already has been audited multiple times, and every time it's come back with, "Hey, this is good. Good job, guys." So, again, make your own decision, do your own research. Just wanted to touch up on that. Up 30%. Protocol seems to be working. I'm along for the ride. We'll see how the AMA goes tomorrow. Join me if you want to go ask these guys the tough questions, because I will definitely be there. I've got a list of questions that I've already written out that I'm going to be asking this CEO, and definitely curious. And his I will say this, how professional they are on this AMA is going to go a long way with me, because this last one that they did, if I was going off just that alone, I'd be selling everything and running for the hills, right? So we're going to need to see some professionalism out of these guys. They're going to need to step up and show us they're not just some computer geeks that were able to come up with some really, what I would think, disruptive code for the industry. And we'll see. We'll see, right? Because if they can't, there's nothing to stop a competitor from going out, stealing their code, and coming up with their own project and put a more reputable face behind it, right? Like Binance, for example, could easily swoop in, take the code, put a more reputable face behind it, and, you know, even launch that this protocol on Pancake itself. So, something to think about. All right, guys, we've been going for a while here. That is all I got for you, unless you got anything you want me to look at, any questions, anything like that. Otherwise, we will wrap it up here and we can call it a day. Chat's quiet, so we can we'll wrap it up there. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.